Hello, I am Neha Sharma. Welcome to our special program Discussion on Spiritual Knowledge. Let us start the program and know the views of Jagadguru Tattvadarshi Saint Rampal Ji Maharaj versus Jaigurudev Panth's Saint Tulsi Sahib Ji.
Has your Panth emerged from Radhaswami Panth from Agra? Yes, it is true. The Guru of our Swamiji Maharaj was associated with this cult. Does a soul who attains salvation resides independently in Satlok or gets absorbed in Satpurush like a drop in the ocean? All souls after attaining the immortal state enjoy the immortal status and acquire the form of same ocean. A drop of water fell into the sea becomes the form of sea. A drop fell into the water and took its shape.
These were the thoughts of Saint Tulsi Sahib Ji from the Jaigurudev Panth. Now let us know the thoughts of the respected Maharaj of Radhaswami Panth. Maharaj Ji, I would like to know that has your sect originated from Radhaswami Panth, Agra?
Yes, it has its origin or beginning from Swami Shiv Dayal Singh Ji Maharaj from Agra.
Does a soul who attains salvation resides differently in Satlok or gets absorbed in Satpurush like a drop in the ocean?
The soul who is liberated from the world gets absorbed in the lap of his Supreme Father in the same way as a drop merges in the ocean.
These were the views of the Maharaj of Radhaswami Panth. Let us know the thoughts of Jagadguru Tattvadarshi Saint Rampal Ji Maharaj.
सतगुरुदेव की जय। बंदी छोड़ कबीर परमेश्वर जी की जय। बंदी छोड़ गरीबदास जी महाराज जी की जय। स्वामी रामदेवानंद जी गुरु महाराज जी की जय। गरीब नमो नमो सतपुरुष को नमस्कार गुरु की नहीं। सुर नर मुनि जन साधुआ संतों सर्वस्ती नहीं। सतगुरु साहेब संत सब डंडो तम प्रणाम। आगे पीछे मध्य हुए तिनको जा कुर्बान।
They say there is only light in Satlok, only brightness is there is no Satpurush. And when the soul reaches there, it gets absorbed in it like the drop in the sea, as if it has to die by drowning. So pious souls, first of all, no one will have this interest that they should go and die by drowning in it, should merge in it. This clear example has been told that if someone says that God is in the sea, go and jump, how many will die then? Some innocent might undoubtedly go in it, otherwise the sensible person would say that, well brother, for God it is said we have his vision, his hair follicles have so much brightness equivalent if millions of suns and moons are joined together. It has been written in the speech of God in Kabir Ji's speech, and the Hans liberated souls who have gone there whisk on God. How would they whisk the formless? And then they tell that at one time Sawan Singh Ji has narrated the story. There was a queen named Indramati. She was disciple of Kabir Sahib Ji. First Kabir Sahib got merged in the sea in Satpurush. And after that, when the queen Indramati went, so what do they tell? She went to die of drowning. Now look at the words of Sawan Singh Ji, Santamat Bhag Prakash 4. On its page 264th, it has been written, on 264 page, Santamat Bhag Prakash 4. One Satsangi asked Sawan Singh Ji, who is Sawan Singh Ji? This is the Guru Ji of Sacha Sauda, Khemamal Singh Shahmastana, Balochisthani. This is Sawan Singh Ji. Satsangi questioned him, Huzur, how far is the title of saints? Maharaj Ji said, Sawan Singh Ji answers, we do not have such intelligence and wisdom to understand the title of saints. Still listen. Queen Indumati was during Kabir Sahib's time. First, Kabir Sahib merged with the Lord. Look. Then, the queen merged. When the queen went to Sachkhand and saw the position of Kabir Sahib, she said, Maharaj, if you would have told me in advance that I am the Akal Purush, then I would not have unnecessarily bothered singing hymns, doing Sumiran. Kabir Sahib replied, you would not have believed at that time. Now we will investigate this, pious souls, according to their legislation, according to the legislation of Radhaswami, according to the legislation of Jaigurudev. If we consider that Satpurush is not there, is formless, and only brightness is there, only light is there, and how they have tried to present the truth as ignorance according to their legislation, but still it did not hide. It is said,
कहते हैं चोर चुरावे तुमड़ी और गड्ढे पानी में, वो गड्ढे वो ऊपर आवे, न सच्चाई छनी ना.
Now think, according to their law, they say that first Kabir Sahib went and got merged with the Lord. The drop fell into the sea, its existence finished. And then they say after that the Queen went and merged in that, both became one. Then at what time did they discuss how did she saw Kabir Sahib? If there is no existence, then how did she see? The truth is that in reality, God Kabir Sahib himself is in the form of Satpurush. There, he is Almighty. The reality is that Kabir is God. Kabir is Supreme God. He is Satpurush, the imperishable God. Like Swami Ramanand has said,
दोहू ठोड़ है एक तू और भया एक से दो और गरीबदास हम कारणे आए हो तुम मगजो.
He himself says, God Kabir,
मी अलखला है कुतुब गोस और पीर, गरीबदास खालक दनी हमारा नाम कबीर. ए स्वामी सृष्टा में और सृष्टि हमारे तीर, दास गरीब अधर बसू.
Kabir Sahib tells, I live up above.
और मेरा नाम कबीर.
And these ignorant are saying that first Kabir Sahib got absorbed, later Indramati merged. Then how did they discuss? Come on, stress your mind. Well, earlier ones went to hell, now you get to save the rest who have remained getting trapped by imitators. Get rid of them and get your welfare done. This time is not received again and again. And by souls, I have a great surprise that Radhaswami Panth and Dhan Dhan Satguru Panth, Jaigurudev Panth, Hansa Desh Panth and this Bal Yogeshwar and Satbalji, and look at anyone. Everyone says that God is formless in Satlok as they know Satlok. Only light is there, only consciousness. The soul merges into it like a drop in the sea. Well, men, is this your theory? Is it something? Well, we are wandering for God. We will meet God, will have divine's vision. If God is not there, then what is the benefit? Now we do not know how has this crowd got stuck there based on this ignorant knowledge that there is no God, only light is there, will reach there and will be finished. But even a normally rational person thinks like this. Like a devotee asked a question. He said that it is told that there is nothing in Satlok. I have heard this knowledge from many people. There is no Satpurush, no God. Only light is there. So we will not go over there. What will we do there? When there is no one, our heart will not be attached there. Then I explained to him, brother, listen. There is everything. There are green gardens, evergreen trees are there, fruits, fruitful trees are evergreen. Now, pious souls, this servant repeatedly says that all these virtual souls who have attained the post of gurus are all very virtual souls of previous births. They have got trapped with Kal. Kal has misused them. He has misguided the children of God. They chant all 5 names of Kal and have trapped crores of creatures. Radhaswami Panth, Jaigurudev Panth, Tarachand Panth, Vinod Vans, Bias Panth of Agra, Radhaswami Panth, and Sacha Sauda Sirsa Panth is based on the same words of Shiv Dayal Ji, is based on their knowledge. And the cult of Jagmal Valley and near Sirsa, this Gangua 600 Mastana cult, all these are the water of the same well. All are the firm cults of Kal now. Pious souls, they chant all 5 names of Kal and wait to attain Sachkhand Satlok. Now tell, do they have any basis? I will show you. There is one book, Ghat Ramayan, which has been written by Tulsidas Sahib of Hathras. It has been clearly written in that consider all 5 names to be of Kal. Look, This is Ghat Ramayana of Tulsi Sahib from Hathras. This has been printed from here, Belvedere Printing Works, Allahabad, Part 1. This is the creation of Tulsidas Sahib of Hathras, Ghat Ramayana, Part 1, along with the biography. This has been completely printed in 2 parts. This is the 27th page. Pind और ब्रह्मांड का भेद. Look.
अंतर गुफा तहाँ चल जाऊं, तहाँ साहिब के दर्शन पाऊं, 5 नाम जीव जब भाखा, और 6वां नाम गुप्त कर रखा.
These 5 names and 6th is secret, 6th name.
5 नाम काल के जानो, तब दानी मन शंका आनो. ओए होए, 5 नाम काल के हैं, तब ये शंका उत्पन्न हुई. निर्गुण निराकार निर्वाणी धर्मराय यो 5 बखानी, जीव नाम निज कह विचारी, जान बूझ दानी झखमारी.
Come below. The words of the creature.
दानी सुनो विधि बात हमारी, हम चल जाऊं पुरुष दरबारी, सुरत नृत ले लोक से धाऊं, आदि नाम ले काल गिराऊं. ओए होए,
is different from those 5 names, Adinam. This is called Sarnam, and this Satnam is of 2 words. Satnam le jeev ubhari, as chal jaun purush darbari. Oye hoye. These 5 names which Shiv Dayal ji used to chant, he became a ghost. And now, even this Jaigurudev's people are chanting the same, and he became a ghost, and they will also become this. It is guaranteed, and these are those 2 names to chant. Satnam is a 2-letter word. This Satnam in which one is Om and the other is Tat. It's secret. This servant will grant Satnam. This is Sarnam. This will be the salvation of the creatures. They do not have this automatically. They will go in the mouth of Kal. Now I will show you without Satnam. Salvation cannot be attained, and those who talk about Satlok, these Kabir Panthi, Radhaswami Panth, Dhandan Satguru, Sacha Sauda Sirsa Panth, Jagmal Wali Panth, Jaigurudev Panth of Mathura, this Thakurji Panth, they chant 5 names, all 5 are of Kal. And I told you these 3 names, these fake, have made it separate: Satpurush, Alakh Purush, Akal Murat, Shabad Swarupi Ram. This Satnam, and without Satnam, salvation cannot be attained. And these Radhaswami Panth people do not know the ABC of Satnam, and have drowned crores of people, have trapped them in the mouth of Kal, considering them to be supreme. Look, this is a book, Sarvachan Radhaswami Vartik. The publisher is Jagdish Chandra Sethi, Secretary, Radhaswami Satsang Bias, Dera Baba Jaimal Singh, Punjab. The printer is Lakshmi Offset Printers, Delhi. Now here, in their preface, what has been written, with this a lot of concept gets clear. In the preface it is written, Sarvachan Radhaswami Vartik. It is the collection of the words of Huzur Swami Ji Maharaj. These speeches were noted by the Satsangis during Satsangs and other discussions. From 1902 to 2012, it has been 110 years today. These scholars are reading this nuisance and they do not know what are they trying to tell. This Shiv Dayal does not know anything. Now look, who is that Swamiji whose satsang collection is this? This Swamiji Maharaj's good name was Seth Shiv Dayal Singh Ji. You were born on 25th August 1818 in the city of Agra. Your father's name was Seth Dilwali Singh Ji and your mother's name was Mahamaya Ji. Your ancestors were the residents of Punjab and Guru Granth Sahib was recited at home. Your mother and father were devotees of famous Sant Tulsi Sahib of Hathras. Swamiji Maharaj also had a lot of association with Tulsi Sahib, has a lot of association. Swamiji Maharaj had an inclination towards spirituality since childhood. Seated in a room, you practiced Surat Shabd Yog for 17 years. Now they do not know what is Surat Shabad. They continue wasting time by closing their eyes and ears. And in the year 1861, on the day of Basant Panchami, he began to openly preach Satsang and Surat Shabad Yoga. After wasting 17 years, in 1861, he did Satsang, and what words did he speak? I will show you. See this. Radhaswami Dayal's mercy. Consider this, Radhaswami Shiv Dayal. Radha is his wife and he is her husband, Radhaswami. Now look here, Radhaswami Dayal's mercy. Radhaswami Sahai, sermon revealed of Hazur, Radhaswami Sahib. Now these words are number 1, we will read here. The only work is that human beings, that is a man, should send his surat, means soul, to its treasure, and exit, means destination, Satnam and Radhaswami should send. Further it has been written, so we have to clear this concept that they are calling here Satnam as a place, also tell Radhaswami as Mukam, its treasure, and exit means destination, place. Mukam means place, should send in Satnam and Radhaswami. Alright, it is clear. They have called Satnam a place. Look at this. Look at the third speech. All the Acharya and saints and incarnations and the prophets that have been in every religion, all of them, based on the power of their practice, have moved inwardly towards the original destination, and only Sant Manzil 5th, that is at Satnam, here they have told Satnam to be a place. Manzil means the place, call it Manzil or call it the place or call it Satnam. And some rare saint, Manzil 8th means Radhaswami. Manzil means place at Radhaswami's position. Now listen to their speech 4 on page number 15, and this is Sarvachan Vartik, part 1. Now here, speech 4. It should be understood that the post of Radhaswami is the highest Mukam, it's the highest place, and this is the name of the Lord of the lineage and true Sahib and the true God, this Radhaswami. Now from this place, from Radhaswami place, 2 places below this point is Satnam's destination. Satnam has been proved that they call Satnam the place, is the place of place, is the place of place. Now read the words of their Supreme Paramdhani further. Satnam has been defined by Shiv Dayal Ji. The saints have given statement, Satlok, Sachkhand, Sar Shabad, Satnam, only is Sat Shabad and Satnam, and Satpurush. Damn it, the child also would not utter these statements which their Supreme has spoken, and they are called spiritual teachers. They do not even know ABC. They have spoiled them, have ruined lives of so many creatures. They do not know Satnam, have lost all their age. It has been 150 years. They have wasted time, have drowned crores people, have trapped them in the mouth of Kal. Now first let's clear this concept a little. Who was this Radha? This Radha was his wife of Shiv Dayal, and they started saying her husband like there is Uma Swami, they call Radhaswami, and they tell him Supreme Radhaswami is the highest destination. Radhaswami is the name of a place. This was the name of Shiv Dayal, and then he spoke in Bukki after becoming a ghost. I will show you. Look at this biography of Supreme Sant Baba Jaimal Singh Ji Maharaj. And who is its author? This is Shri Kripal Singh Ji, its author. Now look from here, this is the Paramdhani. All of you have his vision. This is Shri Shiv Dayal Singh Ji. Swami Shiv Dayal Ji Maharaj, from the year 1818 to 1878. He had left at the age of 60 years. They say he went to Akahlok, and we call he has come to Bukki Lok. Now from where has this been printed? The publisher is Savan Kripal Publications. Spiritual Society, 2 Karnal Road, Vijayanagar in Delhi. The printer is Printex 1/7442 East Gorakh Park from Shahadra, Delhi. And its writer is this Kripal Singh Ji, Param Sant Kripal Singh Ji Maharaj. He lived his life from 1894 to 1974, and this Sri Kripal Singh Ji, sitting in the feet of Sri Huzur Sawan Singh Ji Maharaj, received the nectar of the feet of this writer's name. He is the writer of this. He was the disciple of this Kripal Singh Ji and Sawan Singh Ji. What have they written in this? Look at this. On page number 56. And this is the same biography. Baba Jaimal Singh. Here it has been written that Swami Ji Maharaj's wife. With Swami Ji? This has started about Shiv Dayal Ji from here. The whole is going on about Shiv Dayal Ji. See this. In the morning, Huzur Swami Ji Maharaj used to do satsang of Guru Granth Sahib or Kabir Sahib or the speeches of other saints. He used to take out the jewels of Paramarth from the infinite storehouse and put it in front of the Sangat. The people present after the morning satsang used to get food. Now it has been written here that Swamiji Maharaj's wife, Srimati Narayani Devi Ji, who was later honoured by people with the love and reverence by the name of Radha Ji, was the wife of Shiv Dayal Ji, this Narayani Devi. And then she was being called Radha Ji. Is it clear? This Radhaswami is her husband, Shiv Dayal. Radhaswami means Shiv Dayal. Let us clear another concept from the same book. Someone should ask from them. They have no head, no leg now. Their biography will have to be told by souls as long as by applying the sandpaper. The old color will not be removed till then. The original paint will not set on you. So this servant is applying sandpaper, is not criticizing. Criticizing is backbiting about someone, and this is the truth by deciding the history written by them and bringing it face to face for you is charity. Like someone had printed fake 500 notes, so the government had shown in front of the public both the original as well as duplicate through TV, through newspapers. They had told the identity of the real and fake, so was the government criticizing him. They did great benevolence, else crores of people would have been ruined. So consider the same efforts of this servant is doing great benevolence. Okay, these are innocent souls, are sitting by having blind faith in those agents of Kal. So once they will be hurt because they are devotees, but see later they will sing the virtue of this servant. Till many generations that you did mercy has opened our eyes. Now, pious souls, it is said, Jaita meetha bolwa teta sant nahi ho, khari khari jo keht hai sant kahave so. Like there was one Bhagat, he used to live here with us. He was unclaimed. Earlier he used to live somewhere else. Then he came here and took name once he met with an accident. His leg got injured, and here he used to stay in the old ashram. This is the matter around year 2000. So his leg got injured. He was shown to the doctors, a few stitches were done, and then he was left. Then the doctor used to send that compounder there to the ashram to go and apply him bandage. So he used to go to heal his wound. He was old, used to say, I am dead. So he would clean that itself and apply the bandage and used to come back. He used to think that if he will not get the bandage applied, then your 20 rupees will be gone. For today, 20 rupees were visible to him. It had been a month, but there was no comfort. He would go daily and tie strip on him as it is just over the wound. Naturally, there was another devotee. He used to reside, his friend. In fact, he was a doctor. He came there and started saying, how are you? The elder person was hurt. Then on the second, third day, after a few days, he went back again. He asked, is it still not healed? No, it has Not yet healed, he went and examined. Damn, it is smelling. Pus has filled in your wound. He said the leg will have to be cut off. It is left for 10 more days. Then, what treatment did he do? He removed all that, tore the strip forcefully, and that old man would cry. He said to cry. For 10 minutes now, he tore and removed the entire pus, cleaned it, and filled the wound. For 2 to 10 minutes, he had pain. For 20 minutes then, he gave him a painkiller tablet and wiped all his wounds from starting and applied bandage. The wound was healed on the 4th day and he became absolutely healthy. So pious souls, this servant is a surgeon and they try to somehow cover it. Like this servant had heard a satsang one day of this one sitting in Jammu and calls him Kabir Panthi. His own speech, our satsang used to come in sadhana before that. His satsang used to come. So what does he say? Someone said to him, Bidi is also drunk there at your place. He said, if I would prohibit the Bidi drinkers, then who will come here? Wow, come on, open the liquor bar also. Therefore they call by talking sweet in this way. So virtuous souls, now the work that this servant is doing, you will all have pain once, but everyone will become happy forever. The wound would heal. I will apply such ointment. Now see here, God is in form. They insist on formless, only brightness is there. Look. Let me tell a little history, then this would be fixed. Shri Shiv Dayal Ji, aka Radhaswami, that is Radhaswami, he is the husband of Radha. What do the devotees and these preachers of Radhaswami say? Satlok, they have read from Kabir Sahib's speech, Kar Naino Deedar Mahal mein pyara hai. From that above Satlok is Alakh Lok, then Agam Lok, and then Anami Lok, and above that is Radhaswami region. They have made this another 5th one. Above that Radhaswami is sitting in Bukki. Damn you, how much fools have they made? Radhaswami was this Shiv Dayal, and these people are talking about something else. Now from that Radhaswami, Shiv Dayal Ji, Baba Jaimal Singh Ji from Agra took the sermon. When did he take the sermon? In the year 1856. And he became worthy of doing satsang in 1861. Till then he was under training. Well, he was in the army, Baba Jaimal Singh. Then Shiv Dayal Ji died in 1878. He was born in the year 1818. After 60 years, he died at 78, and Baba Jaimal Singh Ji retired from the army in the year 1889 after 11 years, and later set up the Dera on his own wish in Dera. First of all, he had no guru of Shiv Dayal Ji. This baseless cult stood up.
और गुरु बिन माला फेरते, गुरु बिन देते दान, गुरु बिन दोनों निष्फल हैं, चाहे पूछो वेद प्राण.
And this is the order of God Kabir. God's law is unalterable by violating it. Shiv Dayal Ji became a ghost by becoming a phantom. He entered in his disciple Bukki. Then he used to drink hookah from within her and then would eat churma and is eating food. Then his disciples would stand in front of that Bukki and would say, we have to get our doubts resolved. Now the internet got installed in Bukki, then the ghost came. So Baba Jaimal Singh Ji's disciple was Shri Sawan Singh Ji, and although there were many disciples of Shri Sawan Singh Ji, 2 of them started considering them to be the heir of the throne. One was Baba Khemamal Ji, Balochistan Shah Mastana, who came and established his Dera camp in Dhandhan Satguru Sacha Sauda Sirsa. And the other is this Kripal Singh Ji. I wanted to show you something about him. I will show you later. Now before this, another concept will have to be made clear. So these 2 and the other is Kripal Singh Ji, who wrote this biography of Baba Jaimal Singh Ji. Both these 2 used to consider themselves to be the heir authorized. So Sawan Singh Ji bypassed both and made one Sardar Jagat Singh Ji authorized for the throne and wrote the will. And Jagat Singh Ji died before 3 years, and they set up their own camp separately. One made the Savan Kripal mission in Chhatarpur, Kripal Singh, and Balochistan Shahmastana Khemamalji has made it here inside Sirsa Sacha Sauda. Now Savan Singh Ji's disciples are Balochistan Shahmastana, that is Sacha Sauda Sirsa and Jagmal Wali. Now let me show you some thoughts of Savan Singh Ji about Satnam, because the ongoing context is of Satnam. This is Sant Mat Prakash part 3, which is the collection of the words of Sri Savan Singh Ji. Look, this is Sri Savan Singh Ji. Now seeing these great men, the person will think that truly they would be meeting God. Now we will see their experience. Then we will know how were they meeting God. Sant Mat Prakash Bhag 3, Part 3, the collection of Huzur Maharaj Savan Singh Ji. This is also the same. The publisher is Jagdish Chandra Sethi, Secretary Radhaswami Satsang Vyas, Dera Baba, Jaimal Singh, Punjab. This has been printed from here. The printer is Gop Sons Papers Limited. I will take you to its page 102. On page 102, Sant Mat Prakash Part 3. See here. Now this is the concoction made by Shivdayal Ji, and Sri Savan Singh Ji is to open this. Sachkhand or Satnam is the fourth region. Sachkhand or Satnam is the fourth region and is inside everyone. Okay. Now I will show you ahead on page 107. Their satsang begins from here on page 106. Some satsangi mentioned the same satsangi, Huzur, where there is the magnificence of Ram Nam, where there is glory. Savan Singh Ji said, Maharaj Ji says, which Ram are you talking about? The same satsangi, are Ram many? Maharaj Ji, Savan Singh Ji says, Ram is 4. Which Ram are you indicating to? Now on page 107, alright, the same satsangi, Hazur, tell me about the 4 Ram in detail. Then Maharaj Savan Singh Ji began to define all 4 Ram.
एक राम दशरथ गढ़ डोला, एक राम घट घट में बोला, एक राम का सकल पसारा, एक राम त्रिभुवन से न्यारा.
This was the couplet of Kabir Sahib, and Savan Singh Ji has started explaining. The first Ram is the son of King Dashrath, who was born in Treta Yuga and was the incarnation avatar. He came and went by performing his duty, but now he cannot meet us. He cannot do our work. The second Ram is the mind which is present everywhere. The third Ram is Brahm, who produces the entire Triloki, nurtures and destroys it. The fourth Ram is the Satnam. This is the real Ram. Well, gods, now this was to show you how much scholar was he. What was their achievement? They did not understand Satnam. Their Supreme is saying that Satnam is a place, and the same is called Satlok, Sachkhand, Satpurush, Satnam, Satshabad, Sarshabad. When someone has not seen a car in his life, nor has he seen the city or a car, not even the petrol and the driver, he may describe as heard from somewhere while sitting 200-300 kilometers far from the city, from a jungle, to someone else. Then he tells, I go in the city. I go in a car for the outing, it runs with petrol, and if someone asks him, how is that car, how is petrol, how is the road, who drives, who is the driver, how is the city, and then he starts defining that petrol is also called a car, a driver is also called a car, the road is also called a car, the city is also called a car. Such is an explanation of these ignorance regarding Satnam. They have no idea of the head and feet, and they talk about Sachkhand Satlok. They have drowned the whole human society. And about Satpurush they tell, there is only light. Now a little glimpse will also have to be shown. There is one book, Sachkhand Ki Sadak, the road to Sachkhand of Sacha Sauda Sirsa people. In this also the same water is there as it is which are the thoughts of Shiv Dayal ji. Then you will understand that this is also the water of the same well. Now look, there is this one book, Sachkhand Ki Sadak, Road of Sachkhand. By seeing and hearing the name of this book, the person may cut and die that God would definitely be kept in this while opening this. And the meaning of a road is that it is a metal road. The person would sit in the car and runs honking TT, and they are tossing the car in the pit. On the other hand, they talk about Sachkhand Ki Sadak. If a drunk is lying somewhere, then while he is lying, he says, I am having fun. Even he is lying in the pit somewhere. So they are stuck with Kal. But talk about Satlok. Now see what is the material inside the road of Sachkhand. What is the matter? Sachkhand Ki Sadak. First part. Who is its author? Huzur Maharaj Satnam Singh Ji, Dera Sacha Sauda. They have also named him Satnam. This great man, who was the successor after Balochistani Shah Mastana Khema Malji, he was Satnam Singh. Now look, what have they tried to open? From where has this been published? This is Sachkhand Ki Sadak. This is what they have written, and it has been published from here. The publisher is Indra Sen, Prabandhak Manager, Dera Sacha Sauda, Sirsa, Haryana, India. And the printer is from here, Indra Sen, Manager, Paramarth, Updesh Printing Press, Dera Sacha Sauda, Shah Satnam Singh Road, Sirsa. The printer is from Haryana. Look at its 226th page now. Aha. Then the concept will be clear that this was the water of the same well. This is the 226th page, Sachkhand Ki Sadak. And this is one verse of the speech of that Shiv Dayal ji and Satnam Singh ji trying to explain this. Alak Anami Aya Re, Sare Desh Chhod Ke Ji Chhod Ke. It is written here that this is Triloki. Look what is there Triloki. From here only it will be known how much they were scholars. They say Triloki, Sthul, Subtle and Karan. This is their Triloki, whereas Triloki is the earth, heaven and the netherworld. Kal Niranjan has done the entire creation of Triloki, that the country of saints is Sachkhand or Satlok. That is the place of Satpurush or Adipurush. Till here they had spoken in tone, they must have heard this from someone. Then they are telling this Satlok that this Sachkhand or Satlok is the place of Adipurush or Satpurush, and that is everlasting, immortal and eternal, always one. There is only brightness, there is only consciousness, only light. The beginning and end of the creation till pinned below is that only. To whom? To this Satlok, this Sachkhand, that is called Satnam, Sat Shabad and Sar Shabad. Isn't this the water of the same well of Shiv Dayal? Same to same? Now they say there is light only. In this context now, Shri Sawan Singh Ji had been on the throne of Dera Baba Jaimal Singh Ji. Immediately after Shri Jaimal Singh Ji, further to it became its two branches. One is Sacha Sauda Sirsa, Balochistani Shah Mastana, his disciple, and Kripal Singh Ji in Delhi of Sawan Kripal Mission. As now his disciple was Darshan Singh Kripal Singh. Now virtuous souls, the patient cannot know about the treatment that the doctor is giving. Only the doctor can tell whether it is of this disease or not, or is this any tablet or not, or some powder is dissolved, tied and given in a pouch. So this servant is also a doctor, and whom you consider doctors were not the doctors. They were not saints. They were not saints, they were good souls, were wandering for God and got trapped with this agent of Kal, Shiv Dayal. They were all good souls, they got trapped with him because virtuous souls keep wandering in search of God. Now virtuous souls, this description has been told in front of you of all these cults of Radhaswami Panth. Now Shiv Dayal ji, by chanting 5 names what happened to their supreme, he became a ghost. In his disciple, Bukki, Then he used to resolve doubts while being in Bukki. I will show you. Look at this. Biography, Radhaswami Dayal's Mercy. Radhaswami Sahai, Jivan Charitra of Swamiji Maharaj. The author is his younger brother Lala Pratap Singh Seth, aka Chachaji Sahib. The publisher is Radhaswami Trust from Swami Bagh, Agra. So from where has this been printed? Let us see. He is that Shiv Dayalji, Param Dhani, the Supreme Param Huzur, Purn Dhani Huzur Swamiji Maharaj, Shiv Dayalji. This is Shiv Dayalji. They have not written from where has this been printed. Radhaswami Trust, Swami Bagh, Agra. The printer is Arpan Printery, Radhaswami Chambers, Bhalej Road, Anand. Now in that they have written with the greatness that he had no guru because he was Paramdhani. He had no requirement of a guru. Now see, on page 28, Swamiji Maharaj had no guru, nor did he took sermon of charity from anyone. To prove him Paramdhani, they have tried to manage somehow their disciples that he was supreme, and now when Paramdhani comes in the form of saint, he is in his form only. He does not make a guru. Well, God Kabir was supreme, and he used to say,
गुरु बिन माला फेरते गुरु बिन देते दान, गुरु बिन दोनों निष्फल हैं चाहे पूछो वेद पुराण। रामकृष्ण से कौन बड़ा, उन्हों भी गुरु कीन, और तीन लोग के वे धनी गुरु आज्ञा अधीन।
He used to recite all 5 names of Kal, who? Shri Shiv Dayalji, aka Radhaswami. And then what degradation happened to him with his jap, this sadhana. See this on page 78, biography of Swamiji Maharaj. Look here. Now of Bukki Ji, who was the younger sister of Shibboji, some condition is being written. She came after some time from Shibboji in the feet of Swamiji Maharaj. When Swamiji Maharaj, after getting free from reciting the story, used to drink hookah. Wow, Paramdhani, this shortcoming was only remaining of drinking hookah. Kabir Sahib says,
अमल आहारी आत्मा कदे न पावे पार, कहे कबीर विचार के त्यागो तत्व विचार।
Think about that and surrender this.
भांग तमाखू छोतरा, आफू और शराब, कहे कबीर कौन करे बंदगी, ये तो करें खराब।
Now he used to drink hookah, used to recite all 5 names of Kal, used to do force worship, Hat Yog, no saint has done who have attained God. So he has to have distress. Now look, we have come down here reading on page 78. Here, Swamiji Maharaj used to drink hookah after getting leisure from reciting the story when Swamiji Maharaj disappeared. That is, he died. Shiv Dayal, then the condition of Bukki Ji was that she used to lay unconscious days and nights. And for 2 days, she would not even go for Hajar Zaruri. That is, she did not even go to get fresh. She did not used to go and would remain at the feet of Surat Swamiji Maharaj. Now we have come on page 80. This condition continued for about 1.5 months. Everyone feared that she might leave this body. Then Swamiji Maharaj appeared to her and told her that like you used to serve earlier, in the same way you serve, and then from the same day, Bukki also used to prepare bhog. And at my house in Panni Gali, like before, she used to spread the bed and fill hookah. And that bed is still laying, and used to serve wholeheartedly. Peshtar, in the same way, she started doing the whole work, and Swamiji Maharaj used to directly appear to her at the time of meditation and used to accept her services in the same manner as he used to do when he was Peshtar, that is alive. Now listen, this servant will understand their English. You cannot understand. Probably you might not understand. If you could have understood, you would have understood earlier here, because it has been 150 years. You have been reading this nuisance, and considering him supreme, this has been made clear that when he entered in Bukki Ji and said that you fill hookah, cook food. Now Bukki herself used to cook roti, fill hookah. And that writer, who was the younger brother of Sri Shiv Dayalji, Pratap Singh Seth, he used to say that in the bed of my Panni Gali house where he was born, in Shiv Dayalji, it might have come in Shiv Dayalji's younger brother's part, he says that bed is still spread, and on that bukki, after cooking food, filling hookah and sitting on the bed, then he used to eat bread that Shiv Dayal bukki used to eat. He was already sitting in bukki. Then he used to drink hookah Garud. Earlier bukki did not used to drink hookah, but after Shiv Dayal came, she started drinking hookah. Now look further, I will tell more that this writer says that many a time there used to come such a crowd on me, some worldly problem arises or a loss in business happens. So while going in front of bukki, through bukki, by the means of bukki, I used to take orders from Shiv Dayalji, Paramdhani, and used to work according to the orders received from him, the Supreme. Then the internet was installed in bukki. Go whenever you want and switch it on. Now I will show you. Now see, Maharajji remained in bukki ji till her last breath. He remained in her till she died in the same bukki lok. This is in front of you, virtuous souls. The servant is not adding anything on his behalf. How many creatures did he spoil? These innocent souls, even when someone had to request something from Swamiji, then he used to request through bukki ji. The internet got installed in bukki ji. They would go and open it. This ghost came and sat in her. Even this fearless person, when used to get nervous at the time of the crowd and somehow the mind does not used to work, even through bukki ji used to take orders from Swamiji Maharaj. He would also go and open the internet and the person used to act according to the orders. In the same way, this Rai Sahib, who was their other master, Rai Sahib was a saint, the disciple of Shiv Dayal, had also enjoyed. Through bukki, he had taken order 2 or 4 times. Now virtuous souls, this is their entire setup, being disclosed in front of you. Have stripped them, these Paramdhani, do trust this truth. Now consider, virtuous souls, he became phantom because the entire practice was wrong, drank hookah, did Hatha Yoga, and went after ruining the entire work. God says that these innocent souls go and get fascinated by these agents of Kal and destroy their life like that kite, like considering that lamp as a good, cool and beautiful object, they stick to it and immediately died. So this one Shiv Dayal spoiled the lives of millions of creatures. He was the agent of Kal, and God used to say,
निरंजन धन तेरा दरबार, निरंजन धन तेरा दरबार, जहाँ पर तनिक ना न्याय विचार, वैसा ओढ़े मुल मुल खासा गल मोतियों के आर, वैसा ओढ़े मुल मुल खासा गल मोतियों के आर, पति भरता को मिले न खादी, वो सूखा नरस आहार, निरंजन धन तेरा दरबार, निरंजन जहाँ पर तनिक न न्याय विचार, पाखंडी की पूजा जग में संत को कहें लबाड़े, पाखंडी की पूजा जग में संत को कहें लबाड़, अज्ञानी को परम विवेकी, ज्ञानी को मूढ़ गंवार, निरंजन धन तेरा दरबार, जहाँ पर तनिक न न्याय विचार, कहे कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, यहाँ सब उल्टा व्यवहार, कहे कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, यहाँ सब उल्टा व्यवहार, सच्चों को तो ये झूठा बतावें, इन झूठों का एतबार, निरंजन धन तेरा दरबार, निरंजन धन तेरा दरबार, जहाँ पर तनिक न न्याय विचार। कहे कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, यहाँ सब उल्टा व्यवहार। सच्चों को तो ये झूठा बताएं, इन झूठों का एतबार निरंजन, धन तेरा दरबार।
To know more about this, you should visit www.jagadgururampalji.org, and you can also visit Sant Rampalji Maharaj and Satlok Ashram YouTube channel.